ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yìí, ẹ sì káàbọ̀ sórí ìkànnì Wo TV náà tí a máa ń gbé wá fún yín lọ́lọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan èní èyí. Ẹ ti wá mọ̀ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti fojú kàn mí lórí ìkànnì Wo TV àrà ọ̀tún àrà ọ̀tọ̀ òun náà lòun tá a tún gbé dé. Kí wá lóhun àrà, kí ló wọ ọ̀tún ọ̀hún? Ẹ má gbọ́ lẹ́nu mi o. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe báyìí. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ wọ yàrá lọ ká lọ wo fọ́nrán yìí níbi tí àlàyé wà lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ohun tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ àti tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ rí àti gbogbo ìtẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ń pátá òun ló ti wà níṣẹ́pẹ́ ó ti yá ẹ jẹ́ àjọlọ́gbọ́.
The lead judgment has elaborately dealt with these issues. When a court is called upon to determine an election dispute, he is called upon to do justice. Our notion of justice is doing justice is not that of doing justice according to the whims and caprices of the judges or the parties. It must be justice according to law. Justice according to law is also that which is neither based on technicality nor justice according to the suggestive clout of pressure groups, but as such as it substantially meets the demands of justice. This, with all respect, is what we have done in the lead judgment. I therefore concur with the leading judgment that these three consolidated petitions, having not been proved, are hereby dismissed. I abide by the consequential orders as made in the lead judgment.
I will call on my land brother, my immediate left, to deliver his own judgment.
I have read the lead rulings and judgments of my learned brother, H.S. Samani JCA, in the above consolidated petitions. I agree with his reasoning and conclusion in each petition and adopt same as mine. I add a few words for emphasis. Petition number 3. Ground 1 of the petition is that the respondent was, at the time of the election, not qualified to contest the election. The first complaint under this ground is that the purported sponsorship of the second and third respondents by the fourth respondent was rendered invalid by reason of the third respondent knowingly allowing himself to be nominated as the first vice presidential candidate, whilst he was still a senatorial candidate for the Borno Central constituency. The controversy about the third respondent knowingly allowing himself to be nominated in more than one constituency was the subject matter in PDP against INEC and others, reported in 2023 LPELR 60457 SC. The Supreme Court Paukoro JSC, Augi JSC, Ogumiju JSC, and Ajim JSC, in their concurring opinions, held that the third respondent, having withdrawn his nomination and personally delivered the notice of withdrawal to his party, fourth respondent in this petition, on 6 July 2022, he was no longer a candidate for Borno Central constituency senatorial election in his subsequent nomination as the vice president for the presidential election was not multiple nomination. The opinion of the Supreme Court of the Supreme Court, Paukoro JSC, Augi JSC, Ogumiju JSC, and Ajim JSC, is not a comment or observation made in passing. It is an exposition of the law on withdrawal of a candidate from an election and the allegation that the third respondent knowingly allowed himself to be nominated as the vice presidential candidate while he was still a senatorial candidate for Borno Central constituency. Concurring opinion forms part of the lead judgment, and it is meant to complement him by way of addition or an improvement on the issues resolved in the lead judgment. See Unwana against FCDA, Oloruntoba Oju against Abdurrahim, and both and others against Just Electricity Distribution Company PLC. Citations supplied. The Supreme Court, having rendered its considered and definite opinion on the validity of the nomination of the second respondent as vice presidential candidates of the fourth respondent, attempt to reopen the issue in this court is a misadventure. The second complaint is that the second respondent was at the time of the election not qualified to contest for the office of the president, as he was fined the sum of $460,000 for an offense involving dishonesty, namely narcotics trafficking, by the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division, in case number 93C 4483 on 4th October 1993. The contention of the learned counsel for the petitioners is that the order of forfeiture made by the court is a fine under Section 137(1)(d) of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is a settled principle of interpretation that when the words used in the provisions of the Constitution are clear and unambiguous, same must be given their plain and ordinary meaning, unless to do so will lead to absurdity. See Abegunde and other cases cited here. The context in which the word sentence is used in Section 137(1)(d) of the Constitution given in the lead judgment of my learned brother, I agreed with his reasoning and conclusion. I adopt same as mine. I here abide by the orders made therein. As for 05, I adopt my reasoning in respect of the third ground, and I also dismiss the petition. On the whole, I too dismiss each of the three consolidated petitions. I abide by the order made in respect of the petition in the lead judgment.
tó ẹ káàbọ̀ padà ṣe ẹ ti wá rí i pé ọmọ àlèyàn ló máa sọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní bá bẹ́ẹ̀ níléeṣẹ́ kan ní Wo TV à ń jẹ́wọ́ fún yín pé ọmọ ọkọ làwa a wí bẹ́ẹ̀ a sì ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ òun rèé ojú ọbẹ̀ òun làwo òun náà òun ni ó fi gbọbẹ̀ o kò wá ní jù báyìí lọ lórí ètò fún ti sáàyè àwa ń lọ àwa ń padà bọ̀ ẹ máa bá mi láìkì ẹ máa bá mi ṣíà kí wọ́n gbọ́ wá káàkiri àgbáńlá ayé pé ìkànnì Wo TV níbẹ̀ náà ni àti ń ṣe bẹ́bẹ́ títí wá dìgbà míì táwọn ìjọba máa fojú rinjú lórí ìkànnì bákan náà Àdìgún olódodo ràwọ̀ ni mò ń jẹ́ èmi lọ́mọ ń padà bọ̀ tó ẹ̀yin náà ẹ ṣe tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ ṣe ẹ má kó lórí ìkànnì Wo TV nítorí pé àwa la ní pẹpẹ ètò ó di lábọ̀.